The city of Leicester gives insights from an Iron Age settlement through Roman occupation, the settlement of the Anglo Saxons, medieval times, to the end of Richard III's reign in one small area. It is a short walk between the Jewry Wall Museum, St Nicholas's Church, the Guildhall, Leicester Cathedral, and the Richard III Museum. In the Iron Age, a tribe occupied Leicester, Nottinghamshire, Lincolnshire and parts of Derbyshire, Rutland, Northamptonshire and South Yorkshire. Their settlement at Leicester was well developed and an important trading centre when the Romans arrived. Supporting the existence of a trading community is the fact that silver coins were minted on the site. A silver coin and part of the clay tray it was made in are on display in the Jewry Wall Museum. Rete Coiotorvorum became an important link in the trade network of the Romans, and evidence is still being uncovered as buildings are demolished to make way for new buildings. This means that Leicester has been built over an important Roman town. Access from the ground floor of the museum takes you on to the Roman bath complex. Artifacts of 400 years of Roman occupation of Rete is on display in the Jewry Wall Museum. The displays include beautiful mosaics, a coin hoard, and some female beauty tools. There are interactive displays giving information about the town, people, trade and buildings. Roman military forces were withdrawn from Britain to defend the Western Roman Empire. Romano-British government devolved to the city level in 410, and appeals to the Emperor Honorius for military defence were denied. Urban life collapsed, and Angles, Saxons and Jutes began to settle in Britain. The Anglo Saxon language is the root of the name Leicester. Cester at the end means a Roman town. On the other side of the wall of the Roman bath complex is St Nicholas's Church. There has been a church on this site since the Anglo-Saxon period. In 679, Leicester became a bishopric, and the church is believed to have been the original Leicester Cathedral. Then, the great heathen army of the Vikings claimed Leicester in the 800s. The Bishop of Leicester fled, and the diocese was dissolved. It was not until 1926 that Leicester gained another cathedral. The Danelaw records of 879 record the nave of the building on the site of St Nicholas, and it survives as part of the current building. The Guildhall has a modern museum on one side, which has a collection of medieval items. The Great Hall was built in about 1390. This had many functions: a meeting place for the Guild of Corpus Christi, a public performance space, the home of one of the oldest public libraries, the town hall, and a police station. You can walk around the council chamber and cells. Also on show is an iron cage from a gibbet and a set of stocks. I liked the 18th century mop wringer in the quadrangle. Leicester Guildhall and Museum is a wonderful place to explore. Richard III, the last of the Plantagenet monarchs, left Leicester on Sunday the 21st of August 1485 with a large army and gathered on the fields of Bosworth to face Henry Tudor. Thomas Stanley, the first Earl of Derby, and his uncle Sir William Stanley had pledged to support Richard, but Sir William changed sides on the day. This defection lost Richard his crown, and Henry Tudor, son of Thomas Stanley's wife, Margaret Beaufort, became Henry VII. Henry VII put Richard's body on display in Leicester. Henry VIII then dissolved the monasteries during his reign and sold the site in Leicester. Richard's burial place was in the garden of the purchaser. Over time, the grave was forgotten, and eventually a car park was built over it. The Battle of Bosworth Field marked the end of the Wars of the Roses. Henry Tudor was descended through his mother from the House of Lancaster, the Red Rose, and Richard was descended through his father from the House of York, the White Rose. Richard III was the last English monarch to die in battle. He is now buried in Leicester Cathedral. Richard's original grave and information about his life and short reign is on display at the Richard III Museum. The cathedral has recently undergone renovation. The stonework has been cleaned, new floors and heating added, the south aspect has been landscaped, a new heritage and learning centre has been built, and some of the damaged grotesques on the southern aspect have been renewed. Inside the cathedral is Richard III's grave, which is in central position in front of the altar. Also, you can see the 14th century wooden carved figures. The figures represent people afflicted with different kinds of illnesses.